We chose to work with LifeWay Church Architecture because I became aware of the services that they offered and the fact that they had so much experience in working with churches. And for me, it was important to get the wisdom of experience in designing a facility. Of course, we didn't have much money to work with, and we wanted to get the most from the dollars that we had available. And so I was concerned that we got a product in the end result that would be usable, economical at the same time. And so I thought that the best use of money would try to find someone who could give you more than what you just told them to design. Somebody can help you think through the process. And one of the things that working with church architecture, you always are confronted with the question as to the ratio of worship space and Sunday school space. And I'm not sure a secular architect would even have that as a concept of, what is your ratio of worship space to educational space? For me, I found that confrontation or that challenge or even that question made us think carefully about how much space we're going to allocate to worship versus how much space we're going to allocate to educational space. And so without that concern, I think we could easily end up in something that would have been imbalanced in terms of the building. But I believe church architects had that as a primary value, where I don't know if a secular firm would even be concerned about the balance between educational space and worship space. So I think that makes a difference. As a pastor of a church, it's always good to have good advice. And I'm saying church architects are the kind of people sometimes tell you stuff you don't want to hear. Don't do anything without first having a consultation. If I had to say what was the most value or the most important thing that we got out of the whole process, I think it was the master plan. Because as I learned, when you're looking at your first building, if you put it in the wrong place on the property, you can pay for that forever because you make a strategic mistake in terms of what you're going to do for the future. So the master plan enabled us before we began to take a look at the full development of the property. So step one would complement step two and step three. The wisdom of having good counsels with you is a good biblical truth to enter into a project. You don't want to do it without good counsel. And for me, Steve was good counsel about things to think about, processes to look at, all of that. We use a concept called simple elegance. And that's a good way of saying, you do a good building with a little bit of money, but it looks good. So all of that came from our work with church architect to help us design that.